I don't know if Biggie's aware of all this, but a lot of people thought that we had simply fired you.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, I got lots of that. I was in fierce contract negotiations.
Is that what you were
I was
really?
told that. Yeah, I was told I was fired.
They nobody trusts anything you say.
No, nothing. And
Anywhere.
No.
Anywhere. We said, and we kept talking about you and said, he's gone away. He's trying to get his health in order. He'll be back.
When he's ready.
When he's ready, we didn't even say 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. And then you told us you're coming back whatever day, and we even said, yeah, he's coming back this day. Everybody's like, it's obvious you're lying.
Nice try.
And they said, you hate people who are overweight, and so you've fired them. That's what they said.
Yeah.
And do you know how much that hurt my heart?
I mean, it's not inaccurate.
It is inaccurate.
Irrelevant.
I myself struggle. You know that.
Sure.
Up and down, yo-yo dieting, can't get off certain things. I was just reading today about the unhealthiest states in America. Now, you can't give them because eventually we'll play it as a Family Feud game, but I think you know the usual suspects.
You could probably guess the top. Within a couple of guesses, you could probably get them.
How many are we on in? 'Cause you don't really want to say anything.
Yeah, you're right. There's a few. There's actually a few. And what struck me, though, was the inside the article was this stat that 40% of Americans nationwide are now considered obese. 40%. That's 4 in 10 are considered obese.
And that's using the, what do they call it?
Government standard.
The BMI standard?
The BMI, yes. America now leads the Western world in obesity. We've passed Australia again. We're back in front of Australia.
Australia.
Well, New Zealand, right there. They're
All
third.
right.
Yeah.
And then Canada. We're coming up behind us. Australia had beaten us there a couple of times, but we're back in front with 40% obesity.
I got to bring in my binder. I have. It's got stats in there that'll blow your mind. I'll bring it to you because you'll love it. It's stats filled, and you can drop them throughout the rest of the year.
All right. We'll call it Behind the Binder.
And I can't get the year exactly right. I think it was the 50s, but in the 1950s, the average American ate 1,900 calories a day.
Okay.
Now we're eating like 2,700 calories a day.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Well, and you talked about yesterday, during your struggle, you talked about how they taught you about portions and how big they are, which of course we all know that stuff too.
Yep.
It's just how it is. President Joe Biden will reveal his plan for tackling obesity in September.
Oh, good.
You have to hold off till then.
By then, gas will be so expensive, his plan will be just everyone run everywhere.
Maybe that's what he's trying to do. Maybe he's trying to get us to
Two birds,
move a
one
little
stone.
bit.
Yeah.
Do you know I filled up the minivan yesterday, and I crossed a barrier I don't think I've ever crossed this before. $81.
Oh, my God.
$81.
I finally filled up my car, and it's not a big tank, but it cost me like 40-something, and I was like, good Lord.
Be happy with that.
Yeah.
I had gone to like 67, 68. Well, I ran this thing down to fumes because I thought we're going to see gas prices maybe go down. I was gambling that it would go down by a dime, but instead it went up by a dime. And so I said, well, I have to. I wouldn't have made it into work this morning if I hadn't filled up yesterday. And I looked at as I was going home, it was $4.19 here is what it is. And it was on every single gas station. So finally, I ditched into an Exxon and just filled her up. And, 81, I couldn't believe it. $81 to fill up my tank. And I don't see how we can do this much longer. And I will get a scooter. And that's right. I will do a scooter or a bicycle.
Or an e-bike.
It is very possible.
Please do an e-bike.
I am looking into e-bikes. That's how concerned I am about this. Here's what Chris Demm said 5 minutes ago, just before we went on air. He said, I'm fighting with the New York Times. I assumed it was over the crossword puzzle. I assumed he had done the crossword and was arguing with them over a word that, they said was this way or that way or whatever.
No, it's actually, I wish it was that fun. No, but I'm in a feud with the New York Times. You guys know you both met my dad. Kelly, you've met him multiple times.
Of course, yes.
But he's been dead now almost a year.
Right. And
for most of his adult life, he read the New York Times and he had it home delivered. He's from New York. He was a New York born and bred. Loved keeping in touch with his former hometown. And so because of legal reasons and because he became unable to take care of some of his bills. A lot of his bills came to us. So his home address in many places is now our address.
Right, yes.
So about every 2 months, I get a letter from the New York Times addressed to my dad saying, hey, why aren't you a subscriber to the paper? Here's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Now, I've gotten this 6 times in the last 2 years.
Right, yes. Yeah.
And, you know, he didn't want the paper. He was too ill to read the paper the last couple of months of his life.
Right, yeah.
And every time I write back, this person no longer, now I'm writing, this person is deceased. Please remove his name.
Yes.
And I send it back.
And they don't do
Nothing
They don't do
happens.
anything.
They just keep coming.
Okay. My father.
I'm going to take it to Twitter.
Yeah, well,
I'm
you
going to
should.
blast
You
them.
should. My father lived in a retirement home for the last 4 months of his life. That was it. He moved into, and they treated him well. We were happy with the treatment. We got newsletters and updates and all that. Well, we still continue to get newsletters, and they try to bill us. Can you refer so-and-so? Always. My wife has been on the phone with them saying, you know, he died now almost 4 years ago. And she's saying, can you take our names off of this? We no longer want it. Because, and not to mention, this person is a loved one who has died. You keep getting reminded, you know, that they're dead every time you get a letter or a correspondence.
It's wasting them money. And
Yes.
yeah.
Does
It's
nobody,
an uncomfortable
right,
reminder.
Does nobody ever take anybody off of these things? You know, they're all automated, of course.
Yeah. I mean,
And some will say, you know, to such and such name or current resident. And I get that. That's just marketing.
But when you say,
But it's specific.
I don't want
Yeah.
this anymore.
Yeah.
That's it. That should be it. You know, the best example of it ever is, and Dave would know this. It's a shame he's not here. Titanic. You know, and after Titanic sank, the folks who, you know, the band played until the very end. You've heard that story. The guys from White Star Line, which owned the Titanic, sent the families of the band members requisitions for money for their uniforms, which they lost, of course. The uniforms were gone, so they had to pay for the uniforms. And I've seen a couple of documentaries where guys are saying, this wasn't some internet automated, it keeps coming thing. You know, this was somebody sitting at a typewriter typing out these words. We want money.
Lost 4 tuxedos.
That's right. That's right.
somebody's paying for those tuxes.
That's how greedy the White Star Line was.
I don't know if you read the contract,
Yeah.
but when they took those tuxes, it's pay no matter what.
That's pretty heartless. That is pretty heartless because they had to actually go through. It wasn't got stuck in the machine somewhere. And you'll be happy to know too, Biggie, our P1 Ultimate P1 Club is really taking off. Here's how we get you on that. It's $3.29. Okay, and people have been happy with it. You can go behind a paywall. You can get things like That Demm Music Show, which is all up there now. People loved That Demm Music Show. I never heard it once.
Not once.
I behind the scenes network to get it off our air. You know that.
Smart.
Because it brought Chris Demm notoriety and I had nothing to do with it. And I said I wanted it off our air.
And Dave, quote unquote, produced it.
Right.
So those two would always have a little something.
Little something.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated it where they whispered each other.
Yeah.
What do you think about this Sunday? It used to run on Sundays here on our air. And they'd have their little whisper things over in the corner. And finally I just said, we need to remove this. I don't want to see this anymore.
Let's all use loud voices, please.
And now it's reared its ugly head again behind a paywall because people demanded it.
Who saved this?
I know. I was like, what? We don't have that anymore, do we? Plus, you get full shows daily. You get Put Up or Shut Up rock and roll trivia.
With all the music included.
All of it included. Here's the thing. A few people have said, I've signed on to this and now I want to get out. We don't know how.
No.
There's no button to click.
Nope.
There's no way out.
Yeah.
No, we didn't include an unsubscribe button, just a subscribe button. We're right there with you, New York Times. We're with you. We do this.
And don't think changing your credit card information is going to do it.
No, sir. No.
We know.
We've read your playbook.
We'll chase you down. Send the creditors. we wants our money. As Biggie used to say, I needs my money.
Needs my money.
On my
You
knees.
signed up now. You're going to give it to us. That's it. So reviews have been very good from those that want to keep it and very concerned for those that say, I need
I don't want to saddle my grandchildren with debt.
My children.
Tough.
That's right. Too bad. Too bad. That's what's going to happen.
I'm calling because your father liked that Demm music show.
My dad passed. He was the one that liked that Demm music show.
That's sad. Anyways, it's $3.99.
Just keeps playing and playing and playing, and I can't stop it.
That's right. Speaking of correspondence now, 2 more letters today have come in to add to the pile. Biggie's new to this. We just explained it to him yesterday. While he was off during sabbatical, we got multiple letters that simply said one word, and it's the F word that I hate, F-A-R-T. Got another one today, postmark Columbia, South Carolina. Now, this is the original. See, this is what they used to look like. In
Single word, randomly placed.
That's
okay.
right. Sometimes lowercase, usually lowercase. This one has one uppercase letter. Okay, so that, to me, this is the original.
But the envelope looks different. That's not a handwritten.
Exactly. Some have been handwritten, some like this, and some handwritten. Now, we have a handwritten one. Okay, all right. 2 letters come in today. Now, this one I think is a copycat. We have not only F-A-R-T, we have poop, we have caca.
Oh, my goodness,
We
yeah.
have dingleberry.
Yeah,
We have wiener, we have diarrhea, we have balls.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Poop, 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 poop. Fart, fart,
See,
fart,
that's
fart. What's on the back? What's scrawled on the
It
back?
says, I can't. I'm going to have to say the word I hate. It says, this is a work of fart.
no, that's good.
Artist name redacted. And so they have a couple of where the artist has put his name.
See, now that one's, they're getting brazen.
Yeah, this is too much. This is
I don't
not
think this is the original.
No, you compare these two, they're not even close. So we have more than one criminal at work here.
What's the postmark of the the copycat?
Right here, local. I mean, this is
Our zip code?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I think this is from inside the house or local.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one, I think, is the original. Who is there's a little nuance to this. There's a little flair to the first one.
I
A
wish
little more catch me if you can.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish we could find the person. Like, I feel like the original was clearly somebody who travels.
Yeah, because
I'm thinking truck driver.
maybe.
You know, because each time he or she could get to a new city,
Yeah.
they could, as they're leaving, drop it in the mail. So you're getting all different postmarks.
Yeah.
And as we know, truck drivers, they can drive 5 states in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So I was getting them from Arkansas, Texas, Tennessee. This one's from South Carolina. The other ones are right around here. And that one, if you start putting poop and caca on there, that's taking.
But those are, for you, those words are okay, though.
Yeah, I don't. It's only one word I don't.
It's
say.
one word.
I don't say. I refuse to say.
Is this
word.
something, Kelly, that you think you need to take to HR
maybe I'm being.
so they could open a file on you?
Maybe so, because look what's happening.
I mean,
here.
you've got a drawer full of these letters now.
Oh, I know. I've got it exactly, and I've not had too many interactions with HR except for when Ricky said the C word around me. That's another word I don't say. Okay.
Yeah. For different reasons.
Really, 2 words I don't say exactly, but I don't say that one, and he said it around me, and he had to apologize. More food news here today. We can't do it now. Biggie is on a program. Shake Shack is doing something we might have been interested in. They're selling candles that smell like a burger and fries, which is that's an interesting idea. This is from Shake Shack. Do we have Shake Shacks around here? I don't think so.
There's one
There's
about
one
an
in
hour or
North
so
Carolina.
away.
Okay, yeah.
At least one.
Charlotte, North Carolina has it.
Has them. We used to have one. No, Steak and Shake. We used to have.
Very different.
Yeah, I used to go to Steak and Shake from time to time. That's where I did my order and dash that time, where I was so
The pump and dump.
that's what they called it, the pump and dump, because I was so
You emotionally ordered and then emotionally drove away without emotionally paying.
Yeah, that's right.
I liked that you
Sadness.
I liked
Saddest drive-through experience ever.
well, it was nice that you could get out of line there.
Right.
Some of them hem you in now. The chicken and pickles got me hemmed in. The new place where I
They're
go.
smart like that.
Yeah, they got you like we're like cattle.
We're not going anywhere.
We're being funneled into one area, and you cannot get out if you change your mind. I had already said I don't want this in my mind, and so I veered out of line and didn't get all that stuff that I had ordered. There was a thing yesterday in New York City. Grubhub gave everybody in New York free lunch for 3 hours, and they would deliver it for free for you. And Biggie's furrowed brow says it all. Absolute chaos. They did it all through the 5 boroughs. They said, wherever you order, Grubhub is free from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. here today, and it caused mass confusion. A lot of more than half didn't ever get their food.
Well, there aren't enough drivers now.
No, yeah. I don't know what Grubhub was thinking. I mean, and it's just free delivery, right? They're not buying your lunch.
That's right.
Okay.
But Grubhub had a promo where you got free lunch. You got $15 off your order. They would deliver it for free, and you got $15 off your order. So restaurants immediately got huge orders, and like for the office, and couldn't fill them themselves. And then Grubhub was so far behind. One cafe in Brooklyn said they got 200 orders in 5 minutes, and there was no way for them to make all that stuff. And Grubhub got so behind that basically just made everybody angry. And one guy got a message that said over 3,600 people were in line in front of him.
I've seen the Grubhub. It's called the queue. It's what it is when you are having an issue, you can chat with them.
Yeah.
And it says, you're number 4 in the queue. You're number 2. Number 3,600.
He was number 3,601 is what he was. And he's like, well, I'm not going to wait for this. So why would he? Of course. Grubhub got blasted on social media, but a spokesman said our promotion exceeded all our expectations. So what can you say? It was like, didn't they do a Build-A-Bear in the mall one time where it was so?
It was your birthday Build-A-Bear. If it was your birthday, you got a free Build-A-Bear.
Yeah. Whereas the year of your birthday was the cost.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the mall was overrun with people. And Oprah did a thing once with a chicken place, like her favorite meal or something. Maybe it was Popeyes, where she did, and they got overrun. Sometimes those promotions go so well, too well, I guess, that you get overrun with stuff, and you can't turn them down. So that's what happened yesterday in New York City. Interestingly, there's another. We're talking about the candles that smell like a burger and fries. The FDA has approved cookie flavored underwear, edible underwear, and the woman who invented those is so happy about it because the underwear prevents sexually transmitted diseases. It also has that.
No,
that's what she says. It was quite a win for the woman that invented the underwear. Now these are edible underwear. This is R-rated, but the FDA has just approved a new kind of underwear that tastes like vanilla or chocolate or cookies. They're called Laurels, and it's not just a novelty. The product is meant to be an alternative to a dental dam, and so she's invented these, and it's a way to have sexual relations without the problem of
So a
STDs.
female partner would have to leave her underpants on?
Yes, that's exactly right. You leave the underpants on, and then you're pleasured by your partner. And the person who actually invented these says it is such a breakthrough. And you should have heard her. This is the woman who invented them.
Yes. Laurel's latex undies do protect against STIs during mouth fun. I've waited forever to be able to say that. We have just launched a new version of Laurel's that is FDA cleared to protect against STIs. If you don't know me, I'm Melanie, the founder and CEO of Laurel's. Laurel's for protection are as ultra thin and stretchy as the original version of Laurel's. We're so happy to be able to provide a dental dam alternative that's easy to use, wearable, and sexy.
One-time use only. $25 for a pack of 4, and the FDA is approved.
Well, I know I've thought before during that, gosh, I wish this tastes like vanilla.
Is it like a Tootsie Roll or a Tootsie Pop? Does it eventually wear down after
It has to.
X number of licks?
That's what that's what she says. And they're, again, single use and a great comfort, and $25 for 4.
You don't think that the folks at the FDA were looking at edible panties while vaccines were piling up to get approval from Moderna and Pfizer?
Did this woman cause a delay in our
Operation Warp Speed
in our vaccines?
Imagine being somebody who works at the FDA and your family's like, "Are you working on the vaccine?" "No, I'm working on edible panties."
I'm in edible panty
What?
division.
I'm in the edibles division. I'm wearing them now.
Yeah.
When are you going to approve Pfizer? I really couldn't tell
I'm
you.
going to need 6 more pairs.
Yeah.
I'm not done with the testing.
And are we saying STIs now?
Yeah, that fooled me too. STD, I get.
Yeah.
What's the I?
I don't know.
I think it's infection, I guess, not
Oh, okay.
disease.
It's like when they changed in baseball the DL to the IL. I don't know these. They just change it. They just change things like that on you, and it was disabled lists, and then they went to injured lists. So they changed the stuff on you, and I don't keep up with that.
No.